This week's episode is non-existent. Yes, it seems that with the premiere of both the 2013 Kids' Choice Awards and that idiotic Fairly Odd Puppy thing, Nickelodeon has felt it necessary to not air a new episode of Power Rangers Megaforce. However, in order to not break stride and give you guys a review every week, I've decided to talk about one of the greatest Power Ranger events to happen within the history of the show, Green with Evil. Some of you might recall that I already talked about Green with Evil in my Thoughts on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1 video that I posted a few months back. But that video has since been taken down due to the fact that since I've started doing scripted reviews, I've been planning to redo it for a while, this time separating the season into parts. The reason that I'm starting with Green with Evil is simply because the only reason that I can express how good this saga is by talking about it as a whole. And if you guys like this review, I will definitely talk about other parts of the season. I should mention that this review will contain spoilers of the show, so if you have not seen Green with Evil, I strongly urge you to watch it before going any further. Anyway, now that I'm done rambling, let's talk about Green with Evil. The saga begins at a karate tournament wherein Jason faces off against a new kid named Tommy Oliver. On the moon, Rita says that Tommy would be a perfect candidate to be given the green power coin, which she created long ago and has been searching for someone to give it to. At the tournament, Jason and Tommy seem to be pretty evenly matched since their fight ends in a draw. The next day at school, Kimberly is getting harassed by Bulk and Skull before Tommy arrives and tells the two to back off. Once Bulk and Skull leave, Kimberly asks Tommy if he wants to hang out after school, and it is clear she has a crush on him. Back with Rita, she plans to send down a squad of putties to test if Tommy is worthy of becoming the Green Ranger. After Tommy defeats the putties, Rita announces to Tommy that she has chosen him and instantly teleports him to her palace. There she puts Tommy under a spell that makes him blindly loyal to her and hands him the power coin while also telling him the Rangers' identities. As soon as Tommy morphs into the Green Ranger, he slips into the command center undetected and infects Alpha with a computer virus. Zordon tries to break Tommy of the spell, but Tommy refuses to listen and cuts off Zordon's contact with this dimension. With the first phase of her plan complete, Rita sends down a giant Goldar to lure the Rangers into battle. The Rangers get a distress signal from Alpha, but the communicators are malfunctioning. Unable to teleport, the team takes the Rad Bug to the command center and find it a complete wreck and Zordon gone. They activate Alpha and ask him what happened, but his memory is scrambled. The team then sees Goldar attacking the city and morph into action. After a quick fight with some putties, the Rangers form the Megazord and take on Goldar as the Green Ranger watches from above. During the fight, Goldar suddenly leaves, and before the Rangers can react, the Green Ranger infiltrates the Megazord and tosses them out. The Green Ranger proceeds to fight the team on the ground, and Jason challenges him to a one-on-one. The Green Ranger accepts, and after making quick work of Jason, blasts the team, causing them to retreat. The Rangers flee to the command center and question the idea of another Ranger before Alpha deactivates, still affected by the virus. Billy is able to reactivate Alpha while the others question what to do next. Rita, meanwhile, gets the idea to give the Green Ranger the Dark Sword that will permanently put him under her control as long as it is not destroyed. Goldar says that the Dark Sword must be earned, so Rita orders Tommy to remain on Earth and keep his identity as the Green Ranger a secret while she prepares his next test. Cut to Jason and Zack training at the youth center as they discuss the possibility of the Green Ranger being responsible for Zordon's disappearance. Billy and Trini, in the meantime, are at the command center trying to fix the control panel, and Billy says that he can get everything operational, but it will take time. Kimberly also finds Tommy at school and tries to talk to him, but ends up getting insulted by him. When Rita has her test prepared, she calls the Green Ranger to face a squad of putties. Tommy defeats the putties and is granted the Dark Sword, saying that the Power Rangers are no more and that the Red Ranger will be the first to go. Tommy then finds Jason at school, and once his back is turned, teleports Jason to Rita's Dark Dimension. When Jason arrives in the Dark Dimension, he tries to contact the others, but the communicators still don't work. Goldar appears in the dimension with him and taunts Jason as he holds his power morpher. While this is going on, Kimberly and Zack are waiting for Jason to show up so they can all check Billy's progress at the command center. Zack says they can't afford to wait anymore, and they both head to the command center. Once they get there, the team sees on the viewing globe that the Green Ranger is attacking and morph to go fight him off. Back in the Dark Dimension, Jason tries to get his power morpher from Goldar, but unmorphed, he is outmatched. Pinning Jason to the wall, Goldar says that he can finish him whenever he wants and is just toying with him. Meanwhile, the other Rangers try to fight the Green Ranger, but with the Dark Sword, he is too powerful for them to beat. With no other option, the team forms the Megazord, which is enough to force the Green Ranger to retreat. The team heads back to the command center to reflect on the fight, and Alpha is able to connect to Zordon, but the signal is weak and doesn't last very long. In the Dark Dimension, Goldar drops Jason's morpher on the ground and asks him to come and get it, but every time Jason gets close, Goldar knocks him back. Goldar then decides that fun time is over and chooses to finish Jason right there. Thinking quickly, Jason dodges Goldar's blade and hides in the fog covering the floor. Rita introduces the next phase of her plan, which is to call on the venomous Scorpino while the other Rangers make a plan to split up and find Jason. Goldar repeatedly stabs the floor of the dimension and nearly hits Jason before he makes himself known and jumps Goldar. The scene shifts to Kimberly looking for Jason at the youth center and running into Tommy. She asks him if he has seen Jason, and he tells her that they were supposed to meet at school, but Jason never showed. Tommy leaves as soon as Zack shows up, and after Kimberly tells him what Tommy said, they both decide to confront Tommy, Zack saying he was lying. Before they can catch up to Tommy, they are intercepted by putties, and Kimberly notices, once they are defeated, that the putties didn't attack Tommy. As Goldar is about to finish Jason, the Green Ranger arrives and tells Goldar that Rita asked him personally to kill Jason himself. Once Goldar leaves, the Green Ranger challenges Jason to a fight, and Jason refuses, saying that if he was truly a Ranger, he'd be on Zordon's side and not Rita's. Back at the command center, Billy finally fixes the communicators and runs a scan to locate Jason. Jason gets his hands on his morpher, but the Green Ranger holds him down before he can use it. The Green Ranger is about to strike the killing blow, but as he brings the sword down, Jason is teleported back to the command center. Jason fills the other Rangers in on his experience in the Dark Dimension, but doesn't get to rest long as Scorpina is attacking the city. Goldar berates the Green Ranger because he let Jason escape and leaves him in the Dark Dimension as punishment for his failure. The Rangers fight against Scorpina and some putties, and after the fight, Rita discusses her next move, which is to cause an eclipse to cut off the Megazord's solar power. The Green Ranger, in the meantime, is training in the Dark Dimension, telling Rita he is ready to fight the Rangers again, but she tells him to be patient. The other Rangers talk about what Rita might be planning, while Alpha looks for Zordon. The viewing globe shows a giant Goldar attacking the city, and the Rangers try to morph, but can't thanks to an interdimensional power surge caused by the beam looking for Zordon. Billy examines the controls, bringing power back to the command center, and Jason tells Alpha to keep looking for Zordon as the team morphs into action. The Rangers fight Scorpina on the ground, but Goldar is still giant and proceeds to destroy the city. Alpha finds a stronger signal to Zordon, but before he can lock onto it, the Green Ranger appears and deactivates Alpha, once again ruining Zordon's signal. As the city is being attacked, the youth center is evacuated, and Bulk and Skull commandeer a bus, Bulk saying that it is the fastest way out of town. Goldar soon catches the bus and takes it to a nearby beach while the Rangers follow. When the Rangers arrive at the beach, they see that the bus is placed over a cliff, Rita telling them that the bus will go over if they try and make a move. At the command center, the Green Ranger continues to mess with the controls, but is soon surrounded by a force field thanks to Alpha, who has reactivated himself. Back at the beach, Jason says that the bus will go over if they make a move or not, and the team calls on the Megazord, which catches the bus as it falls. Once Bulk and Skull are safe, the Rangers begin to fight against Goldar as the solar eclipse starts. Rita then causes Scorpina to grow so she can join the fight against the Megazord, which continues to lose power. At the command center, Alpha is unable to find Zordon's signal again, while the Green Ranger taunts him before being teleported out. When the Green Ranger is out of the command center, Rita causes him to grow and he attacks the Megazord. With the eclipse in full and enemies all around, the Rangers continue to fight, but it is a losing battle. Eventually, the combined strength of all three villains becomes too much, and the Rangers are ejected from the Megazord as it falls into the earth. Utterly defeated, the team watches helplessly as the Megazord is destroyed before retreating to the command center. The Rangers discuss the possibility of giving up, and Alpha tells them that neither he nor Zordon would accept that. At that moment, the computer beeps, Alpha saying that while the Green Ranger was trapped in the force field, the computer was scanning for his identity and has found a match. The team watches the viewing globe while the computer puts the image together and find out that Tommy is the Green Ranger. The group comes to the conclusion that Tommy must be under a spell, Jason saying that they can't give up because they have to save him. Meanwhile, the villains are celebrating their victory, and Rita says that there is more to her brilliant plan. Back at the command center, the Rangers decide to split up and find Tommy, while Alpha continues searching for Zordon. Kimberly is the first to find Tommy at the youth center and pleads with him to let the team help him, but he responds with a threat. Rita introduces the next phase of her plan, which is to grant the Green Ranger the mighty Dragon Zord and unleash it upon the city while the Rangers are helpless. At the command center, Alpha makes some progress in locating Zordon by searching the coordinates of the last known signal, stating it is only a matter of time before he is found. Kimberly tells the others of her conversation with Tommy before Trini arrives and informs them of the attack on the city. The Rangers morph and find the Dragon Zord on a rampage before the Green Ranger instructs it to destroy them, and without their Zords, the Rangers cannot defend themselves. During the fight, Alpha finally reestablishes contact with Zordon, who tells him to get the Rangers into their Zords, and that if they destroy the Dark Sword, Rita's spell will be broken. While the Dragon Zord is tossing the Rangers around, their power coins suddenly glow, and Jason says that Zordon's back before the team is transported into their Zords. The Tyrannosaurus Zord takes on the Dragon Zord alone, but as the fight goes on, the other Rangers arrive and form the Megazord. The Megazord is powerful enough to beat down the Dragon Zord, but when the Green Ranger refuses to surrender, Jason jumps down to face him in a third fight. The Green Ranger seems to be winning the fight before Jason is able to knock both the Dark Sword and the Dragon Dagger out of his hands. With the Dark Sword out of Tommy's grasp, Jason immediately destroys it, breaking the spell. Jason tells Tommy that he owns the power now and asks if he will fight by their side. Tommy agrees to join the team, and Zordon says that the prophecy has been fulfilled. After giving Tommy his own morpher, the team morphs together as a symbol of their unity. Zordon says that with their new ally comes new powers, stating that the Dragon Zord can combine with the other Zords to form the Mega Dragon Zord. When the Rangers return to the command center, Zordon congratulates them on their perseverance through such hard times before welcoming Tommy to the team. And the saga concludes with Billy giving Tommy his own communicator and Zordon saying this is the start of a new chapter. In the bonus features DVD of the box set, producer Tony Oliver says that the creators of the show did not know that there was a sixth Ranger in the original Sentai until Power Rangers had already aired 13 episodes. And that's interesting to me given what an intricate and well-told story this saga is. In a way, it showcases just how much potential Power Rangers has, and without it, the show probably wouldn't have lasted as long as it has. A lot of fans like to point to the introduction of Tommy as the reason for the show's longevity, but the introduction of a sixth Ranger would not have meant as much without a great saga behind it. It is without a doubt my favorite story arc because it not only introduces a new character, but also enhances the original cast as well. Jason is forced to fight by himself, Kimberly is rejected by a boy she likes, Zack has to be the one to comfort her since Jason's not there, Billy learns to better understand the command center's technology, and Trini gives him moral support. Green with Evil is also a 5-part story which is almost unheard of nowadays, and in my opinion the whole thing works as one giant piece of the season. A piece filled with tension, action, and characters that I think every Power Rangers fan should see. I'll see you guys next week with hopefully another Megaforce episode review.